Hi everyone, welcome back. Hope you guys are having a good week. Today we're going to jump right into it. We had a subscriber ask us about Nutro large breed puppy. I know that's a very popular brand, very easy to find, and so we're going to just get right into that. I do want to thank everyone for being here. If you're new to our channel, please subscribe. We'd love to have you. We review foods, I answer your questions, and sometimes I share some interesting things I see in my daily practice. I am a small animal general practitioner, and that's about it. All right, let's get into the food. So here we have the Nutro website. Let's see, we're looking for, the particular question was large breed puppy. So let's see if we go to puppy, and let's find a large breed. There's 7 choices. So they've got a large breed puppy chicken and brown rice, a puppy chicken and brown rice, seafood, large breed adult, large breed puppy lamb, and brown rice. So they didn't specifically say which one, if it was the chicken and brown rice or the lamb and brown rice, but I'm going to go ahead. Let's just go ahead and do the chicken. Actually, we'll compare the two. So let's do the chicken first, and then we'll jump into the lamb and see if there's really any difference. All right, so this is going to be my initial first impression. I have never reviewed this food before. This is the first time I'm looking at it, so we're just going to kind of go through our check boxes. So we've got our bag first, and it says on there the ingredients. So they've got the chicken on there, the brown rice, and they do specify that it's a large breed puppy. Now, if you remember back to our way back videos, the difference between large breed and regular puppy is going to be the phosphorus and the calcium ratio, so we're going to pay particular attention in that. Because large breeds, because of how fast they grow, they need a specific ratio, and it's not necessarily more. More is not better. It is a specific ratio to help them grow properly and not grow too fast where their bones become thin and brittle and they don't get growing pains and things like that. So we are going to be looking for a very specific ratio in a large breed versus just a regular puppy. So there is a difference there, and that's important to note. All right, let's go down to the product description. Made for large breed puppies up to 18 months old. They are saying it's got some extra omegas, omega-3 fatty acids. It's formulated to support healthy joints. So we're going to want to look at the AAFCO statement because we prefer a food that's been feeding child and not necessarily formulated. So we're going to want to pay attention to that. Let's see. They've got chicken, chicken meal, whole grain, potato, chicken fat. More ingredients. Yeah, it does appear that it has quite a bit of chicken in there. It doesn't look like they've snuck in any other type of proteins other than fish oil. So again, these diets, they have mostly chicken, and the way the package reads, they have to be mostly chicken, but that doesn't mean they're only chicken. So right here you can see they did add fish oil in there. So if you have a pet for whatever reason that's allergic to fish, this does actually have fish in it. So just keep that in mind, nothing wrong with it, but just so that you understand the packaging, just because it says chicken doesn't mean it's 100% chicken. In this one, for instance, there is a little bit of fish in there. And a bunch of other stuff. Okay, let's go to the guaranteed analysis, because that's what we're all wanting. I do want to see the AAFCO statement as well. That is not readily visible to us, so I might have to do a little bit of research on that. But let's just go to the guaranteed analysis, which is right here. All right, so we've got our parameters here for large breed puppy. We've collected these parameters from Small Animal Clinical Nutrition. So that is the textbook that has compiled all the research, all the data that helps us put together these parameters. So we are going to use that as our template. So for crude protein, this particular diet is going to have 26%, which is exactly what we want. Fat at 14% is a little bit higher in fat than what we would like for these particular types of dogs, so the large breed puppy. By the way, the definition of a large breed puppy is going to be a puppy that is going to be greater than 50 to 70 pounds at maturity. And so that's how you decide whether or not your puppy's a large breed or not. It can be difficult because a lot of us have puppies we get from the shelter, so we don't know. So you're going to have to kind of guess on that and work with your vet to try to determine maybe what breed's predominant and how we think they're going to grow based on how their puppy series is going. So keep that in mind. That's going to be your definition for a large breed breed puppy. So the fat wasn't quite, it was a little bit more than what we wanted on fat. Fiber, they listed at 3%. I don't list it here, but you basically want it to be less than 5%, so that's fine. And then we get down to the real important part. So that's the calcium. The calcium is at 1.2%, which is at the top of the range here. It is important to note that the calcium is listed as a minimum. That means that it can be more than that. That is just at minimum at 1.2%. So it is hanging out at the top of the reference range, but it's still fine. It's still in the range. Oh, wait, look at that. Dr. Ray, you should have just looked down a little bit. So the calcium maximum is 1.7%. So that's actually nice that they listed that, but the 1.7 is going to be over what we want. So that's a little bit too much calcium. It may lead to some bone issues, some growth issues with growing pains and things like that. So if this particular food, when they formulate it or when they're doing their calculations and they're running it through the plant, if it ends up being more on this 1.7%, that's a little bit more than what we would like. Let's go down to the phosphorus. Do they list the phosphorus? They don't list the phosphorus, but what I will say is usually if a food is over in calcium, it's going to be over in phosphorus because those two minerals, they kind of go together. So this one is a little bit off if they hit the max, which we don't know. All right, let's find the guaranteed analysis here. Okay, so I went over to the Chewy website to actually get pictures of the bag so we could get the AAFCO statement. So this is the part where I really have to squint my face here to find this. So it says right here in the middle, the nutritional adequacy statement. Which is going to be the AAFCO statement. So large breed puppy chicken and brown rice recipe dog food is formulated to meet the nutritional levels established by AAFCO for growth, gestation, lactation, including growth of large sized dogs 70 pounds or more as an adult. So it is listed as a large breed puppy, which is awesome, but it is formulated. We'd like to see feeding trials. We'd like dogs to actually be fed the food to substantiate the claims, but formulated is fine. They just basically borrowed the formula most likely from another company that actually did the feeding trial. So that's the AAFCO statement. While we're here at Chewy, we can go ahead and check out price. So on Chewy, you can get a 30-pound bag of this food, and it's going to cost you $49.47. So that is the Nutro Natural Choice Large Breed Puppy. Just for curiosity's sake, let's see if there's any major difference between the chicken and brown rice formula and the lamb and rice, because they may be almost exactly the same, and I'm just kind of curious. Okay, so the first thing you see on the lamb and rice in the ingredients, and this is what I was talking about earlier. Yes, the first ingredient is deboned lamb, but if you go right underneath it, you've got the chicken meal. And chicken fat. So basically, they're marketing to you because they know some people, for whatever reason, have an affinity to lamb. That's a thing that goes back many, many years, where lamb and rice was considered to be, easy for the stomach and better for the skin, and none of that is really true. But Nutro knows that people are sensitive to that term, lamb and rice, and probably sensitive to a nice, pretty package that has pictures of chunks of meat in it. Well, it does have lamb in it, but it also has lots of chicken, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's still providing nutrients, but in this channel, we like to talk about kind of some of the marketing things and how the marketing is used to deceive people. And I think this is one of those cases where they're just using that lamb and the picture of the lamb mainly to draw people in. But there's nothing wrong with, the actual use of lamb. Yeah, and they've got the fish oils in there too, so. Okay, so let's see real quick the guaranteed analysis and bring up our. So on initial glance, this is looking like it's almost the exact same. It is. It's the exact same guaranteed analysis as the chicken version. So you've got your calcium minimum at 1.2, max at 1.7. You've got your crude protein at 26%. Exactly the same. yeah, everything is exactly the same. Let's go over to Chewy and see if they're gonna charge you more because this has lamb in it versus the chicken version. All right, let's see. So let's go to Nutro, large breed, puppy, lamb and rice. Let's go to that one. Oh yeah. Yeah, so what they're doing, again, this is going to be 100% marketing because I would venture to say that this food is probably, I mean, you've got the lamb, but I mean, nutritionally, and that's really ultimately to me what matters is nutritionally, this food is exactly the same as the chicken version, but you're going to pay more for it. You're going to pay $52.92 for a 30-pound bag. So they are just, you know, trying to trick you up there. Now, that's not to say if you enjoy feeding your dog lamb or your dog enjoys the lamb better than the chicken that there's anything wrong with that, but just know nutritionally these two diets are the same. So what are we gonna say just as our general review of this? I think these foods are fine. I think that I'm a little bit tiny concerned they're over on the phosphorus, or excuse me, the calcium. We can't prove the phosphorus because they didn't list it. So I don't like that particularly, but I think it's okay. It's not that far off. I think that there are probably foods out there that you can find that are a little bit closer. But all in all, I think it's fine. So if you're feeding your dog the Nutro, natural choice, large breed, lamb and rice, or the chicken and rice, I think you're just fine. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more like this, go ahead and leave me a comment. I love to see your guys' comments and your suggestions on what I should review next. Lets me know what you guys are interested in, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.